David used to dread mornings. Each day began with a sense of impending doom, knowing that the moment he opened his eyes, the race against time would start. The comfort of his bed was a fleeting sanctuary, quickly replaced by the harsh reality of another rushed morning. The alarm clock's enemy. Its relentless beeping felt like a personal attack, dragging him out of his dreams and into the chaos of the day. He would often glare at it, wishing he could silence it forever. He hit the snooze button multiple times. Each press was a desperate attempt to steal a few more moments of peace, but it only made the eventual wake-up call more jarring. The minutes slipped away, and with them, his chances of a calm start. Every morning was a frantic scramble. From the moment his feet hit the floor, he was in a race against the clock, showering, dressing, and grabbing whatever he could find for breakfast, all done in a blur of motion. He would rush through breakfast, barely making it out the door on time. Often he would skip it altogether, opting for a quick coffee to keep him going. The hurried pace left him feeling frazzled before the day had even begun. Workdays were a blur of stress and unfinished tasks. The chaos of the morning followed him to the office, where he struggled to keep up with the demands of his job. Deadlines loomed, and the pressure was relentless. Evenings were not much better. By the time he got home, he was drained, both physically and mentally. The thought of doing anything productive or enjoyable seemed impossible. David was too exhausted to do anything enjoyable. He would collapse on the couch, feeling the weight of the day pressing down on him. The energy to pursue hobbies or spend time with loved ones was nowhere to be found. He would collapse on the couch, mindlessly scrolling through his phone. It was a way to disconnect, to escape the stress, but it offered little relief. The hours slipped away, and soon it was time for bed. Sleep came late and offered little rest. Tossing and turning, his mind raced with thoughts of the day gone by and the challenges of tomorrow. The cycle of exhaustion continued, night after night. He knew something had to change. The realization dawned on him during one of those sleepless nights. He couldn't keep living this way, constantly on edge and never truly at peace. He was tired of feeling this way. The frustration and fatigue were taking a toll on his well-being. It was time to find a new approach, to reclaim his mornings and, ultimately, his life. One day, a friend recommended a book. It wasn't just any book. It was one that promised to revolutionize the way you start your day and, ultimately, your life. It was called The Miracle Morning. The title itself was intriguing, suggesting that mornings could be more than just a groggy prelude to the day. David was skeptical, but his friend insisted it would change his life. He had heard similar claims before, but something about his friend's conviction made him pause and consider. Intrigued, David decided to give it a try. He thought, what's the worst that could happen? At best, it could be the change I've been looking for. He started reading that evening. As he turned the pages, he found himself drawn into the author's journey and the practical steps outlined. The book spoke about the power of waking up early. It wasn't just about getting up before the sun. It was about using that time to set the tone for the rest of the day. It emphasized how the first hour of the day could transform everything. David was inspired. He realized that this could be the key to unlocking his potential. He decided to take the challenge. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to commit to this new routine. He set a goal: wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day. The first few days were tough, but he soon found a rhythm. The early mornings became a time of peace and productivity, setting a positive tone for the rest of his day. The first few days were tough. His body resisted. The snooze button was tempting, but David was determined. He pushed himself to get out of bed. He knew this was important. He started slowly. He moved his wake-up time back by 15 minutes each day. He found it easier to adjust this way. Gradually, he reached his goal of 5:30 in the morning. It felt like a victory. With this extra time, David created a morning routine. He started with meditation. Sitting quietly, focusing on his breath, he found inner peace. This was something new and wonderful. He then went for a walk in the fresh morning air. This energized his body and cleared his mind. He returned home feeling refreshed and alive. After his walk, David started journaling. He wrote down his thoughts, feelings, and goals. This helped him gain clarity and direction. The positive changes in David's life were remarkable. He felt calmer and more in control. The overwhelming feeling of rushing disappeared. He was no longer just reacting to his day. He was designing it. His productivity at work soared. He could focus on tasks with a clear mind. He felt more energetic and engaged. His relationships improved too. He was more patient and present with loved ones. David learned that science supported his experience. Studies show that early risers are more proactive and successful. They tend to be more persistent in achieving their goals. They are also better at anticipating problems and finding solutions. Early rising is linked to better mental health. It reduces stress and anxiety. It also promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. David realized that he had stumbled upon a simple yet powerful life hack. David decided to share his experience. He had always been a night owl, struggling to wake up early and feeling groggy throughout the day. But one day, he decided to make a change. He wanted to transform his mornings, and in turn, his entire day. He wanted to help others experience the magic of early mornings, the tranquility, the fresh air, and the sense of accomplishment that comes with starting the day early were things he wanted everyone to feel. He started offering these tips: gradual adjustment. Don't try to change your wake-up time drastically. Instead, start by moving it back by 15 minutes every few days. This gradual shift helps your body adjust without feeling overwhelmed. Start with moving it back by 15 minutes every few days. This way, your body can slowly get used to the new routine, making it easier to stick to in the long run. Find your why. Have a strong reason for waking up early. Whether it's to exercise, meditate, or simply enjoy some quiet time before the world wakes up, having a clear purpose can motivate you to get out of bed. What do you want to achieve with this extra time? Maybe it's to work on a personal project, read a book, or plan your day ahead. Whatever it is, make sure it's something that excites you. Prepare the night before. Choose your clothes, pack your lunch, and organize your belongings. This will make your morning smoother and reduce the number of decisions you have to make when you wake up. This will make your morning smoother. By having everything ready, you can focus on enjoying your morning rather than rushing around trying to get everything done. Make it enjoyable. Plan activities you love for your mornings. This could be reading, listening to music, or spending time in nature. By doing things you enjoy, you'll look forward to waking up early. This could be reading, listening to music, or spending time in nature. Find what makes you happy and incorporate it into your morning routine. Be consistent. The key is to stick to your new wake-up time, even on weekends, to reap the full benefits. Consistency helps your body clock adjust, making it easier to wake up early over time. Remember, the goal is to create a habit that becomes second nature. By following these tips, David was able to transform his mornings and, ultimately, his life. He found that waking up early gave him a sense of control and accomplishment that set a positive tone for the rest of the day. So, if you're looking to become an early riser, start small. Find your motivation, prepare ahead, make it enjoyable, and be consistent. With time and patience, you'll discover the magic of early mornings too. David learned to cherish those quiet hours before the world woke up. He enjoyed watching the sunrise, sipping his coffee in peace, and planning his day. It was his sanctuary, his time for growth and self-reflection. He realized that waking up early wasn't about achieving more. It was about becoming more. It was about creating space for the things that truly mattered. his well-being, his passions, and his relationships. David's journey was an inspiration. It showed that small changes could lead to extraordinary results. He was living proof of the transformative power of waking up early. If you're feeling stuck, if you're yearning for a positive shift in your life, try waking up early. Embrace the stillness of dawn, invest in yourself, and watch your life transform, one beautiful sunrise at a time.